Hello, I'm Diana Ruth Briscoe with Bridges.Academy, and I am here with Elizabeth Clinton, Metaphysical Masterminder, alchemical hypnotherapist, and the founder of 52 Helpers Academy. And I'm so looking forward to your upcoming happy hour on Metaphysical Mastermind. Can you let us know what is Metaphysical Mastermind?
Diana, Metaphysical Mastermind is a way of looking at being and presenting yourself in the world so that you can live your heart's desire, so that you don't let circumstance stop you. What happens in the world is we have, great ideas. And one of the principles that it's a eternal principle, universal principle, is whenever we say yes to something, whenever we commit to something, everything that isn't that shows up. Everything that isn't that shows up. Example, had a client, she met this guy, she really liked this guy, they got along really well, she was in love with this guy, everything's cruising along, and he asked her to marry him. And she started thinking, so here's the commitment, right? You're committing to something, here it is. And she thought, ooh, I don't know. But she couldn't really think of much because he was a good match for her. And so she was like, his head's big. She came up with something, because whenever we commit to something, whatever isn't that shows up. And so it can sabotage us. So what happens in Mastermind, we're building a blueprint, like, we talked about for the Heart's Desire Retreat. We built a blueprint. And what happens in Metaphysical Mastermind is we get to move up to a place where we're able to move in. Sorry, my dog's barking. Someone's probably at the door. Where we get to move into that which it is that we would love and have the support, right? Because when there's support, even if we don't believe it's possible, we have a group of people that's able to borrow on our belief of what's actually possible. I'm going to put on my headphones just so we can continue here without my doggy being a part of this, although she's precious.
Yeah.
Pretty light across my screen too.
Yeah.
So can you hear me? Can you hear me? No, you can't. Okay, you can? Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see if I can move that. It's beautiful blue light, but we don't need it on this. Yeah. You didn't see it? Oh, I saw it. So pretty.
That's like a Star Wars lightsabers.
Gorgeous. So what happens in Metaphysical Mastermind is we start building the muscle. We start building the muscle of not allowing circumstances to say what we can and can't accomplish in the world. Because as we were saying earlier, it's an inside job. So what happens with Metaphysical Mastermind is we get together, we create a blueprint for what it is that we would love, and we start working toward that. Or I say playing. I call it play work rather than homework, and here on Earth School. But again, it's not lack of trying, but if we try and we use our willpower to try and get somewhere, it's not going to last that long. It would be like taking a beach ball and trying to hold it underwater. I mean, eventually you'll get exhausted. So this has nothing to do with willpower and we're going to make it happen and let's go team. No, it has nothing to do with that. Metaphysical Mastermind has to do with plugging in to the source of all things and utilizing that source for what it is that we would love. It's people will say to me, how do you get your energy? Why do you have so much energy? It's not, I'm plugged into the source of energy. It's coming through me. It's not coming from me. The same thing is true of you and the dream, right? You and your heart's desire. You plug into it. And then we get together and we start masterminding together and we start taking baby steps and everything starts lining up for what it is that we would love. Mastermind, Metaphysical Mastermind is a practice so that we can be aware. I say, notice what you're noticing or stand guard at the portal of your mind. We can be aware of the paradigms, right? And the thinking that starts coming up to hold us down from stepping forward. Right. And when we get together and we practice it on a weekly basis, it is quite powerful in what's accomplished. because again, it's an inside job. So when we get together and we start putting our blueprint out there and we start taking steps and we start believing with and for each other and we start noticing what we're grateful for, because here's the thing, the one homework that we have every night is that we send each other our gratitude, what it is that we're grateful for. We're each other's gratitude gurus. Why do we do that? Gratitude is on the same vibration and energy as abundance. So the more we practice gratitude and actually put it out there, the more abundance we will have. And what's abundant for you is different than what's abundant for me, but it's the vibration of abundance. People talk about the law of attraction. Yes, there is a law of attraction, but what came first is the law of vibration. So what we learn in Metaphysical Mastermind is to notice what we're thinking, right? And notice, are we pushing our dreams down? I mean, when we were kids, people would say, what do you want to be when you grow up? Right? I want to be an astronaut. I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be a this. I'm going to be a gypsy. I'm going to be a queen. I'm going to be a king, whatever it is, right? We got that. And we're into it and we're imagining and we're dreaming and we're putting it out there. And our imagination's just like going, right? Running wild as it should, right? And then we go to school. And we're told to stop daydreaming and we're told to not, blah, blah, blah. And then they're saying, we're going to put this information into your head. This is what you need, right? So we're getting back to that place in Metaphysical Mastermind where we can imagine, right? Where we could say, what if? What if? And from there, we set the vibration, and then maybe we even get brave because we borrow on each other's bravery, we borrow on each other's belief, and maybe we take a step toward our heart's desire, toward what we would love. And then that step, you have no idea what's clearing because of that step. And then the next step. So we do this every week. I have a lesson, I guess we call it, or a lesson or something that I like to assert, a way of thinking that challenges what we've been programmed to think. And as we look at that and we begin kind of challenging our thoughts and like what we were told we were supposed to think and what we were told we were supposed to believe and who we were told we were supposed to be, once we start challenging that and then we start raising our vibration for what we would love, oh my God, the world opens up. The world really is our oyster. So that's what we do. We do it on a weekly basis. And remember, I'm a hypnotherapist. I'm an alchemical hypnotherapist. We all know that the subconscious gets shifted through repetition, right? Repetition. So what happens is every week we get together. Now, we don't do the same thing every week. We approach it in different ways, but there's repetition into the possibility of what you would love and really putting it on, feeling it. And we know that we do a mental rehearsal in hypnosis as well, right? We'll rehearse it mentally. We do the same thing, but we do it with our heart's desire. So we're not focused. Yes, things will come up, right? Stuff's going to come up that might stand in the way of our heart's desire. And that's where maybe we do see a hypnotherapist, or maybe that's when we look at our discontent. We're like, how's this actually serving me? What is this? And we're able to look at it together as a group. And that group mind is pretty powerful. And from there, we're able to step into what's next. So I could go on and on about Metaphysical Mastermind, but just knowing that there's a part of us that would love something, even if there's a part of us that's afraid. And we evoke the part that would love it, and we soothe and heal the part that's afraid. And so we have the privilege of working with each other every week in living our dreams. It's a beautiful thing. We all want a great life. And this is, for me, I found the most efficient technology for creating it.
Yeah, and I know that you've talked about before about creating everything that's happened in your life by doing the exact same thing that you're teaching and leading in this Metaphysical Mastermind.
It's exactly how I created everything that I have in my life. This is because circumstance would never have predicted the life that I'm living. There's just circumstance. You would have lost the bet if you bet circumstance on Elizabeth. But I got beyond circumstance and I realized that circumstance is not what creates life. I create life, and I create it from the inside out, not from the outside in. And that's Metaphysical Mastermind. I've been doing it for over 30 years. And wow, yes, well over 30 years. And everything that I've created in my life, a fabulous relationship, a beautiful home, great friends, a vocation that just like speaks to me, that people are like, you're ever going to retire? And I'm like, not as long as I'm having this much fun and making a difference in the world, right? Who doesn't want that? I think I maybe mentioned to you, I was scheduled to have a hip replacement in February. And nope, I'm moving my hip around. And I masterminded for healing my hip. And here I am. Actually, I was scheduled to have a hip and a knee replacement. They just asked me, what do you want to do first, your hip or your knee? And I said, well, I hear hip's easier to recover from, so I'll do my hip first. And we are speaking now in the end of May, and I am better than I was over a year ago. But how did I get there? Desire and discontent, right? I desired to be able to walk without pain. And my discontent showed up kind of in a funny way. My husband and I were on vacation, and we love to walk. We love to go to cities and walk and walk and walk. And we're on vacation. He's like, let's do this walk. And I'm like, okay. And I'm walking and I'm behind him and I'm thinking, why does he want to walk? I don't like walking. Walking's stupid. Why does anyone want to walk? And I'm like, I noticed what I was my thought. And I'm like, that is not my truth. And I realized my discontent was with the pain, because it was excruciating. So I started masterminding and did an actual process, which we do in Mastermind, with my mastermind group. And within, I think 6 weeks was what I gave myself. And within 6 weeks, my hip was healed, and I was able to, I didn't cancel my surgery. I postponed it quite a few times, just because they say if you cancel it, you get out of the queue, whatever, and they won't take you seriously. So I just keep postponing it. And now the last time they called to schedule it, I just never called back, because I don't need it. But that was all Mastermind.
Oh my, this is so inspiring. Wow.
It is.
Thank
It is
you.
inspiring. Yeah, thank you. I love talking about it. It gets me plugged in.
Thanks so much. So please come to the happy hour, and the schedule is posted under this video. And then you can experience what it may be like for you. And I highly encourage you to sign up to Metaphysical Mastermind. Thank you so much, Elizabeth.
You're welcome, Diana. I'll just tell you, just so you know, there is a new Metaphysical Mastermind group starting on June 21st, a Tuesday, and June 22nd, a Wednesday. And they're at 5:30 Pacific. So if anyone's interested, they can attend the happy hour and then go ahead and sign up for the actual group themselves.
That's wonderful. That's already set up. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
I only knew because I have my calendar right here.